How's everybody doing this Monday night? Hopefully you had a good first day back of the work week. Those are always the worst, aren't they? Just give me 1 second here. I've got to get chat loaded on the iPad, and it's being very finicky. And as soon as we get that done, all right, there we go. Excellent. Okay, so before we get started tonight, there's a little bit of information to go over, so let's start out with that. First and foremost, thank you to everybody who's participating in the break. Many of you bid and break with me often. Some of you are new, and we usually have a few people that stop by just to say hey and chat too. So in whatever way you participate, I appreciate you and I thank you for joining us tonight. Second thing you see there, my feedback on eBay is completely automated. So what that means to you is that you never have to wait on me to get caught up. As soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get it in return without having to wait. So that's the bonus, that's the benefit. Next up, we're going to take a look here at breaks that are already listed that are coming up over the course of the next 5 days. I list new breaks most every night, and they do typically run for a length of 5 days. So tomorrow night, we've got an autographed jersey, an autographed full-size football helmet, a half case of 2011 Prime Signatures, some 2012-13 Panini Elite Series basketball, and a full case of 17-18 Donruss Optic Basketball Blasters. So that's what Tuesday night looks like. Wednesday night, that is when the autographed baseball jerseys from Gold Rush, they come out on Wednesday. We're going to start breaking them on Wednesday. Those are always full of awesome hits. So we'll bust into that Wednesday night, another case of the autographed baseballs, and then we'll start a new case of 2013 limited football. I know it's break number 2 because we broke it before in a different quantity. This is the start of a new case, though. On Thursday night, we've got some one-box breaks in there, another autographed football jersey, and we'll do the back half of the Bowman Jumbo case that we're going to start tonight. Friday night will be another autographed jersey, some more autographed baseballs, and we will start a new case of 2011 Crown Royal football. On Saturday, we'll do 2011 Prime Signatures football half case. We'll do a third of a case of 2013 limited football and a half case of 2011 Crown Royal. So that's kind of what the 5 days ahead look like. For tonight, we're going to start out with the 2012 Signature Series baseball and the Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs. Those are both free shipping breaks. What you need to know about that is this. Anytime I have a break that is completely free shipping, it's typically going to go out 5, 6, 7 days after the auction ends, okay? So these are projected to ship out on Saturday. Sometimes I'm able to get them out a little bit earlier. Very occasionally they might slide a day later, which in this case, you know, there's no mail on Sunday, so if it went a day later, it would be Monday. And yeah, that's the main thing. The other thing to know is that if you don't pull something in one of those first 2 breaks, if your team doesn't pull something, you are still entitled to a consolation trading card for your team. It can be, it's a random card. It can be from any year, any series. Typically, I'm going to ship that with your next package that goes out. I track it for a rolling 90-day period. If you want it sent sooner by itself, I can do that. You just need to hit me up in eBay messages. Let me know. We'll work out the details. Then our paid shipping break tonight, that is the Bowman Jumbo Baseball half case break. We don't have to worry about consolation cards there. There's loads of cards in there, and every team's gonna have something coming their way. So that's the order we're breaking in tonight, and that's the info you need to know about shipping and consolation cards if your team doesn't hit. So first up, 2 boxes of 2012 Panini Signature Series Baseball. This is break number 5, so the 5th time we've broken this product. And of course, like everything that we're going to open tonight, it ended tonight the 14th of May on eBay. And we're live streaming it tonight, Monday the 14th of May. Team names are on the left, winning bidders there across from it on the right-hand side. A couple of teams didn't sell. Those are designated there as no bids buyback. So if something were to come out for one of those 2 teams, it would just hang out here with me. Otherwise, of course, it's going to go out to you. A new spreadsheet will go up before every break. So if you're not in this one, you're going to get a chance to see your name in lights when we do get to your break. Finally, the background went out of focus. Not to worry, that's on purpose. we're still going to be able to see all of our cards and everything with no problem. One other note, while I'm getting some sleeves out and getting our boxes open, if you're watching live and you want to see and or participate in chat and you don't see a way to do that, there's a couple things you have to know. One is that you would need to be logged into YouTube to make that happen. And the second one is if you are watching from a mobile device like a tablet or a phone, you would also have to click on the link that says you want to view the desktop version. And then once those two things have happened, you should be able to see chat or see the ability to add a message in chat if you want. I do not check eBay or email or any of that when we're working live. So if you ever do need me once we've started the live stream, the way to get me is always going to be using the chat here in YouTube. All right, here we go. First out, we have Troy Tulowitzki back when he played with the Colorado Rockies. Next out is Matt Kemp for the Dodgers. Followed by a little Chipper Jones action for the Atlanta Braves. A Derek Jeter base card coming out for the Yankees. And Kutch, little Andrew McCutchen proof for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It is numbered to 25. That is number 1 of 25. Now the rest of what we see through here should be hits. We have the base cards out of the way. Liam Hendriks is first out. That is numbered to 299, and it is for the Minnesota Twins. Next out, and I grabbed the wrong sleeve, is Robbie Ross, and that is also to 299. That one for the Texas Rangers. Followed by Pat Corbin to 299 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Oh, I do see one more base card in there. I thought I had all the base cards out there, but apparently I did not, because here's one more. It's Encarnacion for the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays again with Roberto Alomar. That, friends, is a nice hit, a very nice hit. Lumber Cuts, it's signed there on a piece of the bat. You've also got a little swatch of material there. And is this not numbered? Yeah, it's numbered. There it is. It's numbered to 10. It is number 9 of 10. And that is all game used material. And of course the signature on it. That is a nice little hit there, Roberto Alomar. So cool hit. In fact, that's probably my favorite hit we've pulled recently out of here. David Phelps to 299. Followed by Addison Reed to 299. And, oh boy, was Addison Reed a White Sox or was he a Cub in 2012? I have to look that up because you know what, guys? I mean, we know on the Panini stuff, they only list the city. They don't list the actual name of the ball club. So bear with me. I'm going to look this up real quickly. And if you're in chat telling me what it is, you know what? I can't see chat right at this moment because I'm using the iPad to look up and see which team Addison Reed was playing for in 2012. And I believe it's going to be the White Sox, but why can't I find it? No, we're getting there, sorry. I'm waiting for it to load. I'm trying. Come on, man. Well, I am, it hasn't loaded still yet, but I'm pretty sure that he's a White Sox, but it's going to hopefully load here in a hot second. I don't know why it is so slow tonight. Probably just because we're waiting on it. 2012, yes, he was a Chicago White Sox. And the reason that I didn't go to the checklist on this one, guys, is because with it being Panini, again, they cannot list the club because of the way they're licensed. So it would have only said Chicago on the checklist as well. We've done these before. So Addison Reed, Chicago White Sox to 299. We're just recapping here. Then the David Phelps to $2.99. And then this is a pretty awesome hit right here. And the main reason that well, other than looking for Mike Trout, the main reason I like opening Panini Signature Series Baseball is for hits just like this. This is awesome. Roberto Alomar. It is numbered to 10. You've got a game-used piece of bat that's signed. You've got a game-used piece of jersey there for the Toronto Blue Jays, and that is one sweet little hit in my estimation. And then we have Pat Corbin for the D-backs to $299. And Robbie Ross, Rangers to $299. And Liam Hendriks for the Twins to $299. I don't recap the base cards, just the hits. But that has our 2012 Panini Signature Series all finished up tonight, which is going to then roll us right into some autographed baseballs. Oh, I forgot to look back over at chat. Sorry. Hi, Jay Rivers Walsh. You have typed in there big hit. I'm assuming you are referring probably to the Roberto Alomar, right? Because that was a sweet, sweet hit indeed. All right, so once again, if you are in this break for the Onyx Preferred Players coming up here, please take a minute to review the information there on the screen. If you didn't hear me talking about it earlier, please read and review what you see there. Anticipated shipping date on Saturday. Consolation cards tracked, no-hit teams tracked for 90 days, usually shipped with your next package. More details, of course, in the auction listing itself, and you can always hit me up through eBay messages about that as well. So this is 3 boxes of 2018 Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs. This is a full inner case. It is break number 7. You will see there's several teams in here that say no hits not listed, and that's really pretty self-explanatory. Literally nobody on the checklist for those teams, so I didn't even list them for bidding. And anything else, of course, is our format that you're familiar with, which is team names on the left, bidders across from it on the right-hand side. And we pulled some nice stuff out of here. We pulled a Vlad Guerrero out for the Blue Jays out of the last case of this over the weekend. We've pulled an Acuna, some other nice ones as well. We have not yet pulled the big man, but I'm hoping that we're going to pull an Ohtani before long. Out of here, I mean. We pulled a beautiful Ohtani out of Bowman the other night, but I'm talking about pulling one out of these autographed baseballs because he's one of the options on the checklist, as are many other high-profile guys like Mike Trout and Clayton Kershaw and on and on and on. Aaron Judge. I mean, it's a quite nice checklist this year. More so, I think, even than in some of the other years. So it will tell us on here who has actually signed this, but I always like to get them out first and just take a look and see if I can kind of guess who it is. Most of the time I cannot. Every once in a while I can, but you know, we'll see. The other thing I can tell you about this is we've been hitting a lot of White Sox out of here for whatever reason. All right, I'm not even sure which. Probably that way is the right side up for the signature, I'm going to guess. And there's our Onyx authentication sticker. There is also a PSA DNA authentication sticker on there. So this could be sometimes they're a little bit bigger hits with PSA DNA, sometimes not. You never know. So there's our Onyx authentication that will match the sticker. Here is our PSA DNA authenticity certificate that will match the sticker. And this is... Jonathan Schoop. I would not have guessed that at all from that signature that we just looked at. And I am double checking him on our checklist, which I printed out. Hang on. Have to find him on here. Where is he? He's giving me grief. I can't find him. There he is. Baltimore Orioles. Okay, so Jonathan Schoop. Baltimore Orioles is our first hit out tonight. Let's see who we've got waiting here in number 2. Second one, I don't know who that is either. Yeah, can't read that one either. Don't even have a good guess on it. And it has an Onyx authentication and also a JSA authentication. So a couple of certificates on this one as well. There's the Onyx. The JSA, they have all bent up, but I'll always put it back in the box the same way it came out of the box. And this tells us it is Delvin Perez. And Delvin Perez is another one I have to look up. It is St. Louis. Delvin Perez is a St. Louis Cardinal. So these are some teams that we haven't hit a lot in some of our other cases. So that's kind of a nice little change of pace there. Seems like there for a while we kept hitting the same teams over and over. So I'm glad to see we have a little variation coming in. Well, that's, is that Teheran? Who is that? Yeah, I would say that that's Julio Teheran, if I had to guess, and I'm probably not saying his name right, but we all know I never say the names right. Onyx authentication, PSA DNA authentication. I believe that's going to be Julio for the Braves, but we'll find out here in a second. PSA DNA COA, a little bent, but serviceable. Same with the Onyx, a little bent, but serviceable. And this will tell us, indeed it is, Julio Teheran for the Atlanta Braves. So those are our balls tonight, Atlanta Braves. And I've already forgotten who our others were. Isn't that awful? We just looked at them, and I forgot who this was. It was for the St. Louis Cardinals, Perez, right? I believe that's right. And our first one was Jonathan Schoop. We'll look at him again in a second. He was for the Baltimore Orioles. That one I do remember. Yeah, so that one for the Orioles. And give me one quick second, guys, because I need to number these boxes on the top so that I know that these are break number 7. Because sometimes, you know, there might still be one here from another break. And I always want to know what goes with what to make sure there's no confusion. So these are all numbered on the top there with break number 7 to keep it all nice and straight. Let me set these aside and then we'll be busting into our Bowman Jumbo. All right, well, I guess I better put our spreadsheet up again, huh? Before we start ripping into the wax and things. I guess they're not wax anymore, but old habits die hard. Okay, so paid shipping break tonight, of course, Bowman Jumbo. So I'm guessing, guys, that that's going to get out on Thursday. And there's always a possibility that I could get it out a day sooner. If I can, I absolutely will. There is also always the possibility that if my week goes a little off course, that it might fly into a day later, which would have it being Friday. But my best estimate is a Thursday shipping date for the Bowman Jumbo. So this is 4 boxes of 2018 Bowman Jumbo. It's a half case break. It's break number 5. It is the start of a brand new case. So what will happen here in a minute, I will actually open up the case, take all 8 of the boxes out. Then I will number each of those 8 boxes on the end, and we will use random.org to determine which 4 boxes we open tonight versus which 4 boxes we open later in the week for break number 6. And this is actually the last case of Bowman that I have. So once we finish this up, we will not have any more Bowman. But the good news is we have got Tier 1, of course, right around the corner. It was originally, Tier 1 was supposed to have come out this Wednesday. And that's why I had stretched Bowman into this week. But then they moved it, and now it's supposed to come out next Wednesday, the 23rd. But even so, that's not too long to wait. And we'll have some nice, excuse me, autographed jerseys and some more signature series and some other baseball stuff will open up in between now and then. And I see that Patty said yay a minute ago, And I don't think I acknowledged that because I was in the midst of one of my big long spiels about what's going on, right? So, Patty, I'm thinking you must have had one of the autographed baseballs tonight. So, if you did, congratulations on that. I know it's always fun to hit those. And then John is asking me if Jumbo's gone yet. Oh, you were beat out with 5 seconds left. Oh, man. You know what? Somebody probably was using Auction Sniper, right? I personally like Auction Sniper. I use it a lot myself, so it sounds like that's probably what happened, because that's usually when the bids go in, is with about 5 seconds left when you're using that service. All right, guys, so this is 1 through 8. I'm just going to hit the random button one time. First 4 numbers that come up will be the 4 boxes that we open up this evening. And it's going to give us 6, 2, 8, and 4. So 2, 4, 6, and 8, all the even numbers tonight. How about that? What are the odds of that, I wonder? But John, to answer your question, we will have, of course, the back part of this case still left to open, which I think I have listed for Thursday night. We looked at it on the spreadsheet a while ago, but I wouldn't absolutely swear to the fact that it's Thursday night, but I think it is. It's somewhere in the next couple of nights anyway, John. All right. Now, I will tell you this. I don't know if this will make you happy or if this will make you sad. I guess it depends on how you look at it. But this is a brand new case, so anything can come out of here. We don't know what's in here yet. But out of the last case of this that we opened, out of the very last break that we did of this, as a matter of fact, which was late last week, we pulled an Ohtani autographed it with his Japanese signature in the blue parallel to 150. Right? Yeah. It is so nice. It just got shipped out today, and man, it is a sweet card. I think it was number 22 of 150. Like, it might have been one of those that was even in the sales materials that Bowman released, but it was an awesome card. Yeah. And I don't see really too many of those with the Japanese signature, if any others. So I would say that's probably a pretty expensive little card that came out of there. All right, guys, so we're going to find, of course, in here both paper and chrome cards. We're going to find a lot of inserts. Some of the inserts are always going to be refractors. They just are by nature all refract, and others are not. We'll talk about them as we see them first. For instance, this one, this is the Bowman Scouts Top 100, and those do not refract generally. Unless maybe it's signed, we might find one that is. Bowman Trending, that is another insert series. All of those will be refractors. Bowman Birthday, all of those will be refractors as well. And then, of course, a number of chrome cards, as you see, they're just mixed in amongst our paper base. Some of those will probably come out to be numbered, and some aren't. And what else can I tell you about this? We're looking for 3 autographs per box. They are generally going to be on card. Occasionally, they won't be, and that would be if it's one of the inserts that has been autographed. It will be a sticker instead of on card. There's an Ohtani paper base. Those come out anywhere from 1 to 2 per box in the jumbo. We will also find Rookie of the Year favorites. There's one of them, and those are all refractors. And here comes our first autograph out. It is for the Diamondbacks, and it's Anthony Banda. Oh, Tim, yeah, you were in that break the other night, right? That was a sweet card, man. I took some pictures of that one before I mailed it out because I was like, oh, that's so nice. I used to kind of always take pictures of the bigger hits with the intention of one day getting the website up or getting, Twitter or something done, Instagram, whatever. And I've never gotten around to getting any of that done because I never have time to get it done, it seems like. So I had kind of stopped taking the pictures in the recent months. And that one, though, I was like, no, I got to have a few pictures of that before it goes before it goes in the mail. So it was pretty sweet. This is Nick Solik, numbered to 125. It's green chrome parallel for the New York Yankees. Yeah, actually, the winner, the guy that had the Angels in that break, and of course then got that card, he said he paid to have it express mail shipped. He's like, oh no, I want it like right away. So I got the break sorted today, and most of it shipped out. I think there might have been a couple of teams that I did not get out the door today that I got sorted, but I ran out of time and didn't get the labels printed. So those couple of teams will go tomorrow, but everybody else went today, including his express mail package with his Ohtani. Talent pipeline for the Giants. All of the talent pipelines that we see will also be refractors. Tim said I would have driven to get the Ohtani. I think he was kind of far away to drive. It would have been quite an epic drive, I think, for him. So, but I tell you what, did you guys see the collector in Vegas? I forget what the guy's name is. He was a big time gambler, always betting on futures and stuff. And then I guess he won a bunch, and maybe, I don't know, I guess if you win too much in Vegas, they ban you or something, because I think he got banned from the casinos. And then when that happened, he decided to start collecting baseball cards, which he had done also when he was a younger man, or a boy, I guess. Anyway, he apparently made millions of dollars on these future bets, so he's just got lots of money. And he decided maybe a year ago that he wanted to collect all of the Mike Trout first Bowmans. And somebody put up on eBay, I guess fairly recently, somebody overseas, I think maybe Taiwan or something, the Superfractor, so the 1/1 autographed Mike Trout from his first Bowman. And this guy bought it for $400,000. And so the guy flew it over from Taiwan and delivered it to him personally in Vegas, which is pretty crazy, right? Dennis Santana, first Bowman for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, I guess, depending on if the guy pulled it himself or if he bought it at some point or where he got it, I don't know. But, yeah, I guess if I was making $400,000 on something, I would have flown it over too. But that collector, the one who bought it, has rounded up, of the ones that are numbered to 20, I think he said he'd already found 7 of them or something. Out of the red ones numbered to 5, he's already found 1 or 2 of those. And then, of course, he got the Superfractor 1/1, the one he just paid $400,000 for. But he said he wants them all. He wants all of them to 20, all of them to 5, and then the Superfractor 1/1. And then he's going to save them and wait until he can sell them for the highest price that any baseball card has ever sold for. Torres to 250 for the Yankees. That is purple parallel, and it's paper. That one was not a chrome one. So basically his intent is just to buy up the entire supply of them that are numbered to 20 or lower, save them up for a while, and then sell them and make millions of dollars. But that's who he decided that was the best player in all of baseball, and that's where he figured he had the chance to make the most money. So for what it's worth, there you go. A little bit of somewhat useless knowledge, I guess. But interesting, maybe. It was interesting to me. Nicholas Castellanos for the Detroit Tigers to 499. That one is paper as well. And how about my Cincinnati Reds this weekend? What in the world? So we've been in, as many of you know, probably all of you know, we have been in the total cellar. We have been so bad, like we were swept by the Marlins. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it is that the Dodgers, I mean, obviously the Dodgers have been playing less than perfectly. They have a lot of injuries and other things. But I don't know if it's a combination of the Dodgers getting worse and the Reds getting better, or if the Reds actually got better. I don't know what happened, but we swept the Dodgers in Los Angeles right over the weekend. Can you believe that? The Reds. So I was shocked. I think that is probably the first time we have swept the Dodgers in 40 or 50 years, like so long. Well, yeah, for sure. It was. We are undefeated with Harvey because, well, we've had him for 5 games. We won 5 games. Obviously, he only pitched one of those, but he pitched it well. So I was happy to see that because many of you know from the past breaks as the trade was developing, and even actually before we traded for him, I was speculating as to whether or not we would trade for him. So Acuna for the Braves. This is a Bowman Sterling continuity card. Those will come out 1 to 2 per box in the jumbos. And our hit, once again, is for the Dodgers. This is Keibert Ruiz for LA Dodgers. So I wasn't really sure what we were going to get with Matt Harvey. I don't think anybody was really sure what was going to be up with Matt Harvey. So I was pleasantly surprised at how well he did on his first outing, and maybe he is oddly going to be a good luck charm. That's what Art is saying there too in chat. He also says it was the trade for Matt Harvey. So I don't know. I was glad to see the Dark Knight as the Dark Knight once again after a dreadful year that he had with the Mets, or a dreadful start to this season, I should say, for the Mets. So hopefully we'll get the Dark Knight version of Matt Harvey, not the most recent one. To $4.99, Brendan McKay for the Tampa Bay Rays. Chrome parallel. And, of course, the potential to be our next big two-way star if he keeps playing as well as he has been in both directions. Yeah, Art, I tend to agree. I think part of his problem in New York was, well, obviously we know he's had some off-field issues over the years, and certainly there were a lot more temptations in a big market like New York than he's going to have in a little market like Cincinnati. He's not going to have nearly the nightlife and other temptations to derail him, so maybe we'll get lucky in that regard. To $4.99, Blake Rutherford for the White Sox. That one was paper. But really, from my standpoint, I'm just glad that we're not like the worst team in the league at the moment. Clint Frazier, Bowman Sterling continuity for the Yankees. Because it's, it's been hard to be a Reds fan for the last, what seems like 100 years, but really probably about the last 6 years, or 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. But I like the Dodgers as well, as many of you know. But even so, head to head, I'm always going to go for my Reds. And so I was sorry that the Dodgers got swept, but I was glad that the Reds won. Shocked that they won, but glad. So now we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how it goes from there, I guess. Tim says he's been plenty hammered in Cincinnati, and there is lots of nightlife there. Well, certainly if you go looking for it, there's always going to be ways to find things to occupy your time other than maybe what Matt Harvey should be focusing on. But I still think the temptations there are fewer than there would be in New York. Cincinnati's obviously a much smaller market than the New York market, but for sure, I mean, if the guy wants to get in trouble, he can find a way to do it. I'm just kind of hoping that this little deal with the Mets will serve as a wake-up call and he'll get his act together. Because, I mean, they were going to bust him down to the minors. He just refused to go. Hence the trade. Oh, and I saw Dylan Bundy came back and actually pitched pretty well, I think, on this most recent outing after getting hammered last week. 4 home runs, 7 total runs, and no outs in the first inning. Whew, that was so rough. I did not really think that he would. I thought that would kind of mentally scar him, but it didn't. He just came right back out and pitched his next game pretty well. So I guess he's made of tougher stuff than I anticipated. Oh, and who was the kid that came up for the Diamondbacks? Was it Peralta? Is that right? I think it was Peralta that came up and had a really nice game over the weekend. So we've had a few interesting things to watch lately. And of course, Shohei pitched another nice game. Man, has every hit been for the Dodgers? Because it seems like it. No, we've had 2 Dodgers, 1 Diamondback, now 3 Dodgers. And this one, friends, is a nice one. Walker Buehler to 499. That is a chrome refractor parallel, and that's a nice hit for Walker. He's from this area, from the Lexington, Kentucky area originally. But the Dodgers must have had a feeling about this tonight, I think, because the price went a little higher for the Dodgers than it has been in some of the recent breaks, and they are flat cleaning up in here tonight too. So somebody must have had a vibe about it, followed their hunch. 150 Alex Jackson for the Braves. That is a blue paper parallel. I'm hoping that they leave the Tier 1 date for next week. I mean, they didn't move it from this week until about the middle or the end of last week. So I'm hoping that it's solid to stay for the 23rd, because otherwise, man, what all are we going to open in the meantime if it doesn't? For baseball, I mean. Thomas Hatch for the Cubbies. I thought I had done so well. I had it all planned out where we would have actually probably wrapped up Bowman Jumbo tomorrow night if they had kept the release date for Tier 1 on Wednesday. But once I knew they moved in, I was like, we'll do the other half of Jumbo later in the week. But I thought we were going to run it right up to the wire, and then they changed the finish line on us. Talent pipeline for the Rangers. Oh, and I'm starting to see some of the numbers for Bowman Chrome. Man, that's going to be another one that they're going to make life hard to be able to get it. I don't know what is going on. And I think Topps Chrome, Topps must have cut the production even beyond the original number, which frankly was kind of low, because they gave us numbers back, golly, man, like first part of April, I think, because the order window cut off around the end of March, the pre-order window. So it was probably a week or two after that. They gave us numbers and said, yeah, this is what you're getting for Topps Chrome. Okay, great. And then they came back on Friday, this past Friday, and cut it again. So, ooh, that was ugly. Not good. Basically all year I haven't been able to get as much of anything as I wanted to get. But that's a familiar refrain. We all know how that goes, so no sense going down that rabbit hole again. Here's AJ Puck to 499 for the Oakland A's, a chrome refractor. Whoops, we've got Drew Ellis was trying to hitch a ride there on the back of that chrome card. They have a nasty habit of wanting to stick to them. The paper to the back of the chrome, I mean. Pretty excited to get into the Gold Rush jerseys on Wednesday. I always look forward to them. They have such usually really nice hits come out of there. Like we have pulled Hank Aaron. I mean, we pulled some really good stuff out of Gold Rush autographed baseball jerseys. There's Eloy Jimenez for the Chicago White Sox Bowman Sterling Continuity. And here comes a hit for the Angels. It is not Shohei, but you're not going to go home empty-handed, at least, Angels. You have Chris Rodriguez out for you. Yeah, I had been bugging my rep for, probably a month, saying, when are the autographed jerseys coming? When are the autographed jerseys coming? And at one point he had told me it was going to be a week or 10 days, and then I was really ramped up, and then he said, no, it's getting pushed back again. And so then I just kept bugging him. So he called me immediately as soon as they were available for pre-order. He's like, I know you want these, so here, place your order. Which I think was code for don't bother me about this anymore ever. J.P. Crawford to 499, paper parallel for the Phillies. Finally, we see a little shimmer. It is for the Boston Red Sox, and it is numbered to 125. Travis Lakins in a green chrome shimmer parallel. All right, one pack left out of this box, and once we look at this pack, we'll be at our halfway point because this is the last of box number 2, and of course we're opening 4 tonight. That makes up our half case. A talent pipeline for the Pirates, followed by a Bowman Sterling Continuity for the Indians, Francisco Mejia. Or something maybe not even closely resembling that, but I think it somewhat resembles that. The pronunciation I'm talking about. All right, that is our official halfway point. We are now cutting the plastic on box 3 of 4. If you happen to jump in the midway point, we will, or I will, recap all the autograph hits, the numbered cards, and the Bowman Sterling Continuity cards will all be recapped at the end of this break. And then, of course, also, after the recap, we'll put the spreadsheet info up again, too, just in case someone came in midway through and didn't see any of the info about the shipping dates or the upcoming stuff and all that jazz. So we'll do all that when we get around to it. Hey, here is a nice hit for the Rockies. This is a blue chrome parallel to 150, Ryan McMahon. So very nice little hit there for the Colorado Rockies, who I think sold pretty inexpensively tonight. So that should be a nice little return on your investment, I believe, for the Rockies. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Hang on. We had Ben and Tendy trying to hide there behind Albert. Talent pipeline for the Indians. I'm trying to think what other products they announced last week. I think Bowman High Tech was the other pre-order that came out for the opportunity to order it. Obviously, it hasn't been released yet. They made a few changes to it. They added another case hit, case autograph hit, and they also added some, I think, some first Bowman somethings in there, parallel or an insert set, something that will be a first Bowman related thing also in high tech. So they definitely have, of course, last year was you know, good because it's Bowman and I love Bowman, but I think this year high tech's going to be better than it was last year. That's how it looks right now anyway. That is one thing that Topps is really good about. If they have a release and maybe it was good but not great, they will often make changes the following year that will bring it over the hump, so to speak, so that it goes from being a good release to a great release. So I always appreciate that about them. That wrapper knew it had been in a fight. I don't know why I had such a hard time getting that wrapper off there. It's like a mixed martial arts battle sometimes for me to get a wrapper off. I don't know what the deal is. You would think by now I would have very developed hand and finger muscles, right? And forearm, I guess, too, from all the sorting and everything. That's the only thing I don't like about this set is the fact that it takes forever to sort it. Well, the Dodgers are just backing up the truck. Here is another hit for LA. This one, Jaron Kendall. So we've had a few other teams sprinkled in between, but so far this has by and large been a Dodgers kind of night in terms of the hits anyway. Tim says that he is hoping for some Mets to come out, some Mets color, and Alonso specifically. All right, so we've got that out in the universe for you, Tim. Let's see if we can work our collective mojo and make that happen for you. It would be nice if we could. Dodgers again, what a surprise. This is number to 250, and it is a chrome purple parallel Johan, I don't know, Mises, something maybe not even resembling that, but the Johan part should be right anyway. Did I just see a score flash up that the Warriors are beating the Rockets? Does anybody know? Do you have that game on? Anyone? I think I just saw a notice flash up that I don't know if it said that the game over. It seemed like it would be early for the game to be over, but I thought I just saw it flash up that either the Warriors are leading or the Warriors won. Although it again seems like it would be too early for the game to be over, but you never know. Kopech in a Bowman Sterling parallel for the White Sox. Or Bowman Sterling continuity parallel, technically. Yeah, sometimes those little score alerts don't stay there long enough for me to fully see what they say. I just see something flash by and kind of have to guess. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I am not. Sometimes I read it completely incorrectly. It's a talent pipeline for the Marlins. Tim said that the last he saw it was 87-80 for the Warriors. Okay. Well, that's relatively close then. I kind of thought the Rockets might win a couple of games, might actually win the series, but I don't know. Golden State's so hard to beat. Kind of like LeBron James. Not the team, but LeBron himself. Pretty hard to beat. But the Celtics just drilled them, man. Oh, that was so ugly. I mean, what they get beat by 20 points or more. It was just crazy. It was a beat down, which just probably means they'll come back with massive motivation now, the Cavaliers, I mean. To 250, Ryan McMahon once again. That is a purple paper parallel for the Rockies. The Tigers, hey, with a little green shimmer to 125 with Christian Stewart. I really just don't want the finals to be like the Cavaliers and the Warriors. I just don't. I want something new and different. I would rather see the Rockets and the Celtics myself. Just mainly for a change of pace. I mean, I know we're supposed to kind of be all for the dynasties and that kind of stuff, and it should be historic and great to watch, you know, the Warriors on their run of 1,000 titles or whatever it's going to be. But kind of like I was about the Patriots in the Super Bowl, I just want to see somebody else win. Dodgers pull another Johan purple paper to 250. Tim, I hope you are right. I hope that the Celtics do, in fact, win. I would love the Celtics to win. But then I also need the Rockets to win, right? Because I don't know if the Celtics beat the Warriors. But honestly, did anybody think after Kyrie went down that the Celtics would be playing as well as they've been playing? I mean, Terry Rozier has been incredible, really. He has played so well. Baez for the Padres. And I think of him specifically because he wasn't a huge contributor, obviously, before Kyrie went down. But boy, he certainly has been after the fact. For the A's, Sean Murphy. So a little change of pace. A hit that doesn't belong to the Dodgers. Jason, you are asking me if there have been any big hits. Probably the McMahon for the Rockies. Probably the... Well, no, Walker Buehler, I guess, is actually better than McMahon at this point. So probably the Walker Buehler's maybe the best one tonight, but so far. But it has been a long parade of Dodgers hits this evening. Dodgers are absolutely cleaning house in this break. So far, anyway. So this is our fourth and final box in this half case. And of course, again, the back half of this case will open up a little bit later in the week. It's going to be really sad to see the last of the Bowman go. It is one of my favorites. Any Bowman, really, is amongst my favorites because I like the prospecting. Mackenzie Mills for the Phillies. That is purple chrome to 250. Of course, really, anytime you pull an autograph, it's going to be chrome. There aren't There are not paper autographs in here that I'm aware of anyway. They're all on the chrome cards. Jason, were you on here the other night? Well, either of the breaks in the last case? Because if you were not, you should go back and watch just the hits recap for what break is this? 5. So yeah, go back and watch Bowman Jumbo 3 and 4, both the hits recap for those, and you can definitely see a few big hits in the recap of that. Of course, Friday night in general, we pulled really good stuff. Pulled the Logo Man out of National Treasures basketball. We pulled some nice one-of-ones out of Majestic football. And then, of course, we pulled the awesome stuff out of, and it wasn't just the Ohtani that came out of there. It was, there was a gold Austin Hayes. There was a gold Joey Wentz. I mean, it was a really nice little run there. Another Dodger. Can you guys believe that? That is really oddly stacked towards the Dodgers. DJ Peters is this one. I mean, that is a high percentage of Dodgers in this break. That is kind of crazy. Yeah, Jason, you should go back and watch. If you just interested in big hits and seeing them, if you watch the recap for my Bowman Jumbo 3 and my Bowman Jumbo 4, which of course were the same case. 3 was the first half of it, 4 was the back half of it. The case in general was phenomenal. So you'll see some really nice stuff come out of that. I think there was a Hunter Green in there too, maybe in the first half. Yeah, Tim, I don't know what the deal is. I have never opened one. I've never opened a case of Bowman that has been that stacked with one team of autographs. That is really very unusual. Here's a nice hit for the Rangers, Willie Calhoun to 150. That is a blue paper parallel. A talent pipeline for the Angels. And, oh, baby Vlad in our Bowman Sterling continuity. But I'll tell you something else interesting about Bowman. I think it was the Bowman Hobby, or Bowman Wax, as some people call it. Not a jumbo case. But someone opened a whole case in a live break. So, I mean, it was all right there on camera. And not one single autograph was in the entire case. Yeah, talk about quality control. They let a whole case go out the door with not one single autograph in it. Can you believe? That's crazy. One of my reps told me about it because it happened to one of his customers. And, you know, so they went back and watched the break, and sure enough, no autographs came out. And so my rep, wanted to replace the case for the guy because clearly he didn't get what he was supposed to get in there. But his boss said, no, they have to take it up with Topps, which, I mean, makes sense. I mean, it was a Topps problem. It's not like the distributor took all the hits out. Topps didn't put them in, but still. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to be in that break. Like, how awful would that have been? I mean, sure, there were probably some numbered parallels and things like that in there, but to go a whole case with not a single autograph, I mean, I bet everybody was ticked. And it wasn't the breaker's fault, but I bet they were probably all mad at him because that's how that stuff, you know, it all flows downhill. So they'd be mad at the breaker, and breaker be mad at the distributor be mad at Topps. You know how it goes. Quentin Holmes to 250 for the Indians, purple chrome parallel. But that's really unlike Topps to do. I mean, any manufacturer, sometimes you open a box where you don't get the hits you're supposed to get. Just, it happens. It's unusual, but certainly it happens. But never have I heard of a whole case like that with not a single hit in it. Or a single autograph hit, I should say. Might have been other hits, but... Nick Pratto, Kansas City Royals in Bowman Sterling continuity. Hey, an autograph for a team that isn't the Dodgers. It's the Blue Jays. Eric Pardino. So that was a nice little change of pace, right? Unless you have the Dodgers, in which case you're like, no, I'm on a roll. I want them all. But for everybody else, it was a change of pace. But I really think I think that Ohtani is probably one of the favorite cards that I've ever pulled. I mean, obviously I pulled it for somebody else. It's not like I might keep it. I didn't keep it. It's already shipped out. But just as far as like being psyched to pull it, that's probably one of my favorites. To 250, Travis Lakin's purple chrome parallel for the Red Sox. Of course, the 1/1 Aaron Judge last year was pretty good too for his rookie year. That was pretty sweet as well. But I think I like the Ohtani better just because it was the Japanese version of his signature, which is apparently super rare. Because all the others that I have seen listed anywhere for Bowman have been the other signature. So I think he's going to sell it. He's going to get it graded, and then I believe he's going to sell it. And he said if he sells it, if he does sell it, which he is probably going to, he'll let us know what the end result is, what the price is. I can't wait to see what that thing brings. They'll charge him a lot to grade that too, I expect. All those high value cards, they really sock it to you on the grading price, but at least you get them back quickly that way. That's about the only way you get them back quickly from Beckett anyway. They're so far behind on everything. But if you're going to sell a card for several $1,000, I guess it's worth it to pay a few hundred for the grading turnaround. Yeah, that's right. So that is it. See, I thought that it was, Tim. I thought that card that we pulled was the exact one in the promo pictures. And it was, wasn't it? Because that's what you're saying, too. That it was that exact card that you saw in the promo pics. So, yeah, I thought that it was. So I wonder if there's only one. Wouldn't that be wild? If there's only one out of the 150 that are that way with the Japanese signature. Oh, that would be insanely good. For the Braves, Christian Pache to 499. Nice little hit there for the Braves. It is a paper parallel. Yeah, the one we pulled was number 22 of 150. And I think the one in the promo pics is the same one, I believe. I mean, it's just going to be insane what that card brings. So somebody had estimated the other night that it would probably be, what, $10,000, $12,000, something like that. And if that is really the only Japanese autograph one that anybody has seen, it's going to be double that. I mean, it's just going to be so good. I cannot wait to see what it brings. All right, so let's recap. Our Ohtani paper base, we may as well just count these up since I had them separated. We pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 in total out of our 4 boxes on the Ohtani paper base. I think when you pay that much for the Angels, you at least deserve to know how many you pulled. Bowman Sterling Continuity, Nick Pratto for the Royals. Baby Vlad for the Blue Jays, Baez for the Padres, Kopech for the White Sox, Mejia for the Indians, Jimenez, White Sox, Clint Frazier for the Yankees, and Ronald Acuna, phenom that he is, for the Braves. Next, our numbered cards. Pache to $4.99 for the Braves, that was paper. Lakins to $2.50, that's chrome. Holmes to $2.50, that is chrome. Calhoun to $1.50, paper. Johan to $2.50, paper. Christian Stewart, green shimmer to $1.25 for the Tigers. Ryan McMahon, $2.50, paper. Johan again, $2.50, chrome. A green shimmer for the Red Sox with Travis Lakins, numbered to $1.25. J.P. Crawford to $4.99, paper. A.J. Puck to $4.99, chrome refractor. Alex Jackson to $1.50, paper. Blake Rutherford, $4.99, paper. Brendan McKay to $499, chrome refractor for the Rays. Castellanos to $4.99, paper for the Tigers. Torres to $2.50, paper for the Yankees. And Solek to $1.25, green chrome for the Yankees. Next, yeah, here we go. It's a big parade of Dodgers with a few other teams mixed in. Eric Pardno for the Blue Jays. DJ Peters, Dodgers. Mackenzie Mills for the Phillies, that is also numbered. It is to $250. Sean Murphy for the A's. Jaron Kendall, Dodgers. Nice Ryan McMahon to $150. That on the blue chrome parallel, of course, for the Rockies. For the Angels, Chris Rodriguez. For the Cubs, Thomas Hatch. For the Dodgers, a nice Walker Buehler to $499. That is a chrome refractor. Then we have Ruiz for the Dodgers, Santana for the Dodgers, and Anthony Banda for the Diamondbacks. So not quite as many as I thought, but still, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of, what did we have, 12? 5 of 12, almost 50% went to the Dodgers. That is still quite a lot. Yeah, still a lot. All right, as promised, I will put up the spreadsheet info again. Let's get that rolling in case you happen to miss it earlier. Here's the info you need. Bowman Jumbo anticipated shipping date is Thursday, this Thursday the 17th. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I certainly will. Always possible if something goes off the rails, it could slide to Friday. That's why it says plus or minus a day. But I think Thursday's a pretty reasonable estimate based on what I have lined up in front of it to get out. And then, of course, taking a quick look once again for the things coming up over the days ahead. Tomorrow night, we've got some autographed memorabilia, jersey, and a full-size football helmet. We've got a half case of Prime Signatures, some 2012-13 Elite Series basketball, and a full case of Donruss Optic basketball blasters. On Wednesday, the Gold Rush autographed baseball jerseys. That's the day they come out. We'll start breaking them that night, along with another case of the Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs, and we will start a new case of 2013 Limited Football and break a third of a case of that. Thursday, we've got some one-box breaks and autographed jersey, and we will do the back half of this case of Bowman Jumbo, and that will be the last of the Bowman Jumbo. Friday, another autographed jersey, some more autographed baseballs, and we'll start a case of 2011 Crown Royal football. And on do I have Saturday listed already? I guess I do. What's this? Yeah, I guess I do. So Saturday is a half case of 2011 Prime Signatures, another break of the 2013 Limited Football, and another break of 2011 Crown Royal. So that's what the days ahead look like. Once again, Thursday night will be the back half of this case of Jumbo and the last of the Bowman that I have hanging around here. So I guess that is it for me tonight. Once again, thank you to everyone who bid and broke and chatted with me and stopped by to say hi. And we'll be back at it tomorrow night. Until then, take care, and we'll see you the next time. Bye now.